this document, that for one pager, was sent to the MMC, and that MMC would be Masuku, isn't it? Community Safety.
That's correct.
Now, your evidence was that this document, PN19, was an internal document intended only to be for internal purposes. Did you consider MMC Masuku to be part of the internal process?
Not at that stage, ma'am. MMC Masuku would have been then, the internal would have been for us at legal. But MMC Masuku is overall, because she's overall in charge. Then she would be then, apart from legal, she would be the next link, yes.
Okay. Then there's another document on page 86, and then I'll ask you to address the commissioners on your version in your affidavit. Page 86 is another email which we've just included in the bundle this morning and which I discussed with you. It's an email from Ms. Linda Naiker on the 30th of November 2023, and it's addressed to Keletso and to Maureen. You are CC'd, one of the people that are CC'd on this letter. And the subject says forward draft response. And it says, dear Keletso/Maureen, reference is made to the meeting held with EM and MMC, amongst others, on 09/12, which I assume to be the 12th of September. Attached hereto is the draft to be placed on MMC's letterhead, followed by her signature and transmitted to the addressee. There was an attachment, and if you go to the attachment, it's the next page, page 87. The top of the page says draft for MMC. It has the addressees being the two IPID representatives, and it has the exact same subject matter as PN19, which you said was an internal document not intended to be sent. And so, if we go then to page 91, we extracted the properties of the file to see who the author was, and it has your name there as the author of this document. Now, having regard to this email and this letter, which I submit to you, the letter from page 87 to 90 is the identical letter to what is PN19, but for the signatures at the end. On page 90, there are no signatures, and on your document, which you said was never sent, is the signature of your two juniors, that this document was intended to be sent by the MMC to IPID. And we know that it was never sent, but the intention was for it to be sent based on the email that we have. In light of that, do you want to reconsider your version in your statement where you say that it was never intended to go out?
Yeah, I think if I have to look at these paragraphs 182 to 184, and in light of the additional information provided this morning, there was always an intention to send out a report through to the IPID. At that stage, I received a report from the divisional heads to say it was never sent to us. But clearly the intention, as you point out now, and having looked at the matter, was clearly a document in its final form, which could have went from the city side or from our side to the city manager to MMC, and MMC to IPID. Yes, I will accept that.
You will accept what?
I'm accepting that it is a document that was ready in the stage to be sent out externally.
I think we want you to accept more than that, that your version from paragraph 182 to 184 is false.
I'm not sure if it's to the extent of false, ma'am, but I'm saying that before I came to the commission, I ascertained from my divisional heads, did the document go out, and we were told no. But you're correct in terms of what is being said now, because on the 30th.
Mr. Bahari, just look at paragraph 184 of your statement, page 38. It remained an internal draft and was withheld precisely because the city had not yet received the necessary clarification from IPID. It wasn't withheld, it was sent to the MMC to append her signature and put it on her letterhead. How do you reconcile that with being withheld? All that you knew was that it was never sent. But the intention on the 9th of November, when that email is sent, is for the letter to be sent.
The intention on the letter of the 30th or the email from Linda Naika was to say to the intention to be sent, I agree. So when you say it was false, I mean, that is where I'm trying to reconcile myself in terms of, importantly, if I look at 184, importantly, the letter was never sent to IPID. It remained an internal draft, and now when I look at it, but it was, if I correlate it back to the letter or the email of the 30th of November, clearly the intention was to send it. So, let me make the concession, say, okay, it was contrary to that. If it's false, in terms of what I said in 184, I accept that. Yeah, I'll accept it from that.
And then paragraph 185 of your statement, the allegation that the draft represented an official stance by the city is incorrect. It isn't incorrect. That was a position that was the official stance by the city, because it gets sent to the MMC to put on her letterhead, to sign and to send to IPID. That must be their official position.
I agree.
Now, you obviously were aware of these emails because you copied in on that email that I had shown you. Why did you not address that in your statement at the time when you were preparing this?
At the time of preparation of the statement, the last conversation I had was with my divisional heads, and they confirmed that the document had not gone out. I did not have these documents. I could not access these documents, and hence I would have probably put that in my statement had I had access to that, because as at the 2nd of December, when I received these documents, the statements, and all of the evidence bundles, I tried to access all my emails, and I couldn't get access to this because there was an incident where my emails were being deleted. But I don't want to make too much on that issue. This year, as I've seen it now, I accept that it's a document generated by myself, and it had, so I didn't have insight into this when I did my statement.
And when did you first become aware that the letter had never been sent to IPID? Because it suggests that when it's sent to the MMC to put on her letterhead and to sign it, that it would be sent. For some reason, it wasn't sent. When did you become aware that it wasn't sent?
There was another email that, the only trail I could get, there was an email sent out by Division Head Enquiry to IPID. That will give me a timeline, because a few days before I asked them, have this been sent out? Because I saw the signature. I saw this document here in 344, which was signed by them. And I asked them, has it been sent out? So timeline-wise, I can't give you the exact date, but there is an email that went out. I will try and track that, and I can say, but it should have been only last year? I think it was only last year, yeah.
Okay. So the letter seems to have served two purposes. One is for the MMC to send it to IPID, and for some reason it wasn't sent. But then there must have been a second reason, because if we look at PN 19, where it had draft for the MMC, it now has Office of the HOD. So this is now, it appears to be a document that would go out from your office.
Yes.
But then if it's worded as I referred to, so there's one author. But if we look at the signatures on page 348, it has your two juniors.
Yes, ma'am. As I said, the document, after initially receiving the IPID report and engaging with that, I did hand it over to the divisional head,